The Grand Council of Haven City, for heinous acts and crimes against the people, you are hereby banished to the wasteland for life.
This is a death sentence, Vigor. There must be another way.
Your protest was overruled. This dark eco-freak is dangerous. Now drop the cargo! This is an outrage! I am outraged beyond words! Although I do have something to say. Not everyone agrees with this ridiculous decree.
Yeah! We want a recount!
Oh, I see you wish to join him. Actually, we are not that outraged. Farewell, Jack! Stay out of the sun! Drink lots of water, if you can find it.
Jack?
Go back to the city, Dax.
I'm sorry. The council is too powerful. There was nothing
I know.
You just stay alive, you hear me? That's an order. Someone will find you, I promise.
May the Precursors have mercy on you. Daxter!
Don't thank me. I'm only here because you wouldn't last a second without me. Okay, tough guy. You got us into this mess. Now you gotta get us out.
Ah, what a team we'll make. Let's just get moving. But which way?
That way. That way.
Oh, and I suppose you know where you're going, huh?
Better than you do, bent beak.
Let's just move. This was all your stupid idea.
No, it was yours. Only a bird brain could have thought this one up. Let's go with him. We'll help together. You mean we'll die together? I can't believe the city hates us. We saved those lowlifes.
Jack, the city's divided. Reports say new Crimson Death Bots are holding a vital section of the industrial area. My men are getting their asses kicked. The KG have a new leader. We're trying to find out who it is.
I'm afraid I've got more bad news. A large group of surviving metalheads have concentrated in another section of the city.
But we destroyed Core.
It appears the strongest metalheads have survived. The battle for the city has just begun.
The people are blaming you, Jack.
Right. Good plan, Jack. A nap would be nice. Just a teensy little rest.
This bird is overcooked. The bells.
Report!
It's bad. The city's become a battlefield. Mechanized death bots have taken the industrial section, and the surviving metalheads have expanded their hold on the west side. We're losing ground on all fronts.
The council's meeting tonight in emergency session. Rumblings about you, Jack. It doesn't look good. They think your friendship with Crew helped the metalheads get into the city.
You don't believe that, do you?
What's in the past is done. Right now, metalheads are assaulting the palace. They're looking for something, and I have no idea.
Looks like we found some live ones. Barely. Here's the beacon we were picking up. Who gave you this? We'll take them Let's move. I smell a storm coming.
What's cracking with you people? Anansi here, and welcome to the final installment of the Jak and Daxter trilogy, Jak 3. Let's just jump into it. Now, as you can tell from that opening cutscene, that opening prologue, there's a lot to unpack there, and we will do it over the course of this lengthy tutorial.
I love water. Oh, yes. It's so good. Desert bed.
Well, you've come back from the dead, have you? And my monks were ready to pray for you. I am Deimos, king of Spargus.
Spargus? Wait, nobody lives outside Haven's walls. Not a whole city.
Ah, yes, we are the Forgotten Ones. Haven City's refuse, thrown out and left to die, just as you were. But now that you have been saved, your life belongs to the people of Spargus, and we will use it well, if it's actually worth anything.
Hey, that sounds like a bad deal.
You are in no position to deal. Out here, everything is either useful or dead weight. Prove yourselves worthy, or the desert will be your grave.
You need to work on making a better first impression.
In the unforgiving wasteland, we value strength and survival above all. We will see where you stand soon enough. Complete your training, then enter the arena. Just the bravest crawl out and are allowed to stay in Spargus. It's quite simple, really.
What happens to the ones that don't crawl out?
Then it will be as if we never found you.
I was afraid of that.
Hail, all citizens of Spargus! Welcome to the Arena of Death, where we get to watch other people wet themselves in fear. These halls will once again test two newcomers, each fighting to prove their worth to stay among us. Let's hear it for Jak and his obnoxious talking animal! Pecker, there you are. Where were you? Deimos says I am to be his new counselor. He says my wisdom will serve him well. Oh yeah, and Deimos also says that you two are likely to die in the arena today. And he hopes your death is very,
Will you stop that? Deimos can talk for himself.
He's right. You will most likely die. And yes, Pecker is my new advisor.
Unlike you, some people appreciate my talents. It beats working for a living. I saw a few of the fights earlier. Oh, not a pretty sight.
Why, you little...
Let the games begin!
So yeah, Pecker's still being an absolute pecker. Let's get to it.
You must collect all the tokens.
All right.
You must roll sometimes. Jak, get the counter tokens.
So that opening scene pretty much sets up the entire thing. Okay. How do I set this up? So, as some of you know, Naughty Dog has gotten a reputation now for telling really well done, really intricate, and really meaningful stories to have excellent writing and excellent character. You saw a little bit of that in Jak 2 if you have seen the previous installments, but in my opinion, Jak 3 is where that, what's the word I'm looking for here, is where that reputation really shines, because unlike a lot of games, I can't think of any other game where the opening title, like before you even get to the main gameplay, you are given a main title, like a main story element before you even have a chance to press start. I can't think of too many to do that. And as a result, you pay close attention to that opening title. It tells you everything you need to know about Jak 3 and its story without expressly spelling it out for you. And it is probably the best bit of writing I've seen in a game in the last 10 years.
The The candidates have won the challenge.
That's right. We bad. You haven't forgotten what I taught you, Jack.
Anyone can make a few measly jumps. Now let's see how you rate against the living. Readjust the matter focus. Prepare the arena for full combat.
Prepare the arena for full combat.
I just said that.
I know, I was just adding, you know, how you do the thing with the... Anyway, prepare the warriors.
You mean we have to fight against actual people? With actual weapons? Who actually want to hurt us?
Fine, bring them on.
All right, that's it. I want to be on his shoulder.
Dexter. So yeah, now we gotta do actual fighting. And we get our scatter gun back. And, but unfortunately we don't have all the upgrades, so it's gonna be a very slow shooting weapon. So remember to use your combos you learned from the last one. Aha! Sucks to be you. Wait a minute. Let's do something funny. Aha! Suck it. But yeah, the opening cutscene, that appears before you have the chance to press start to really start the game up. And it is one of my favorite bits of narrative in a while, because it tells you, it legitimately tells you everything you need to know about Jack 3's story without having to explicitly say anything, you know? Like, most games would take, like, let's say nowadays would take, like, an entire thing. It's like, oh, they're explaining why everyone doesn't like you. They're explaining the feelings behind it all. They are going the whole 9 yards. This one, not so much. Not so much. They just say, yeah, Jack is not welcome in Haven City, and they explain very briefly. They explain very briefly why that's the case. Oh, this goes. They explain very briefly why that's the case, and it's just, yeah, you work for Crew, and Crew sold everybody out, and they think you're the reason why he's able to do so. And we will unpack that more and more as we go on. But oh snap! But as you can see now, shifting gears a little bit, we'll get back to that point in a second. Jack transformed into Dark Jack. I didn't do that. The game forced you to transform to Dark Jack, and you see the bottom left there, we got a new health bar and whatnot. Yeah, the game forced you to turn to Dark Jack, and as you see in the second here, that isn't just because they want you to do it. Also, Daxter has a new idle animation whenever you're in Dark Jack mode. I love it.
Something you're not telling us, Animal Man?
He has been touched with dark eco, my liege.
Our boy here gets all mean and nasty when you piss him off. So don't piss him off. Word to the wise.
Ah, then he is dangerous, and that could be useful. Your bravery has earned you your first battle amulet. If you are victorious in 2 more arena fights, you will earn your citizenship to Spargus. Here is a gate pass to allow free passage in and out of the city. But beware, there is no true refuge outside our walls. The desert is less kind than I. And for your victory, a gun mod is your prize.
Oh yeah, now we're talking. Hey, what do I get? Nothing, as usual.
But yeah, so as you can see right there, oh, we got our blaster mode too. So now we have in the first 20 minutes of the game, we got 2 of our main weapons. You know, the weapon you're going to be using all the time, and the weapon that you'll be using when you run out of ammo. This gun becomes such a staple that if you have to look at the old Jack 3 box art, you see Jack standing with it in his hands. Like, they know exactly what this gun is to the player. And yeah, but yeah, that opening bit. Let's see here. Right, you gotta hold it this time around. I forgot about that. We'll get into the reason why in a second. But actually, no, wait. We gotta do a thing. So let's hold off for a minute.
Those were some sweet moves in the arena, boy. But a little more choke, and you would have popped, eh?
You talking to me?
Yeah, you talking to him?
No, I'm conversing with me sweet departed mom. Of course you borehead. You 2 are from the Big Smoke, eh?
Who's asking?
The guy who runs this place, that's who. Cleve is the name. You blokes stick with me, and I'll take care of you. In fact, I've got a job for you right now. Ride me leaper lizard here and catch a few of those little buggers that have been raiding me storerooms. Snag me 6 of them puppies, and I'll let you drive one of me racing vehicles. That is, if Amos ever lets you leave the city. I think we can handle that.
No! I hate riding animals! They make me chase.
But yeah, so there we go. And now meet Cleaver. So I'm gonna. I think I just got why they call them Cleaver, so you can meet Cleaver.
We have to
Okay.
find those kangaroo rats.
I know, Daxter. So Cleaver, how do I put this? So remember Crew from Jak 2? Imagine him if he wasn't a slime ball, and that's Cleaver. Anyway, let's get on this. So what you gotta do is you're gonna write these things. It's a lot like the Flut from Jak and Daxter.
There's one of those buggers. Get it, Jack.
What I do is just hit it, and there you go.
Ooh, nasty.
But yeah, the what was getting at here? Yeah, so with that one always gets out.
You missed them.
I know, Daxter, I know. But what's the one for here? So yeah, in the that last mission, Jak involuntarily transformed into Dark Jak mode, and it addresses an issue that I did have with the original game. Well, for this moment anyway. Like I said, like in the Jak 2, when the game first opens up, you will involuntarily turn into Dark Jak.
Get him.
And Core sees you. As we now know, Core is the Metalhead leader, and he pretty much. That's pretty much his way of knowing that you weren't going to be able to open the Precursor egg at that point. That's why he calls it interesting. He knows exactly who you are from the get-go. And this one is less that and more of is letting Deimos know that you have a little bit more potential than just another guy they found in the desert. And given the fact that Ashlyn left you that where are we going here? That Ashlyn left you that tracer, she knew Deimos would find you. But unfortunately, and unless I'm misremembering, and I could be misremembering, they once again don't take full advantage of Jak transforming into Dark Jak. But they do work his Dark Jak powers into the flowing narrative. A little bit. So yeah. And before we go any further on my dissertation on Jak 3, dissertation here. One thing to mention about Jak 3 is that unlike Jak 2, which they had 2 years to develop, and they took their time getting everything right and making sure that the second time out Jak would be able to have an identity rather than having a mixed response, Jak 3 was developed in a year. And Jak 3 is one of the more, let's say, divisive elements of well, that's interesting. One of the more divisive titles in the series. It is by far the fan favorite. It is my favorite. It is, in my opinion, a good leap forward, at least in terms of what you can do and the journey you go on.
One more. One at a time.
But I have seen an argument made that it's not a.
Not bad, blokes. Maybe me food stores will last a little longer now. If Deimos ever gives you a pass to leave the city, I'll let you take one of me rides for a spin. See you around, newbies.
So yeah, it's implied that well, I have heard an argument that Jak 3 isn't a good sequel. It's not that it's a bad game. It's not a good sequel, and we'll go into that as we go more into it. Just know that it is my favorite of the trilogy, as I stated in Jak and Daxter and Jak 2. Every single game has gotten better as a new title came out under the Naughty Dog name. Even the 2 spin-offs were legit good. Anyway, let's go see about this.
Check out these funny dudes, huh? Nice threads. I didn't know rubber was back in. What are you working on, monk boy?
It is none of your concern, animal.
Look, coloring book, we've had a hard week. Don't push it.
The arena shows all, Dark One. Hate consumes your eyes.
Great. Thanks for the tip.
It will destroy you, just as these precursors destroyed themselves.
It doesn't look like any precursor crap we've seen.
These artifacts are an abomination. One fell on the great volcano. We sent an expedition to the mountain, but my monks never returned.
Ill tidings sing in the wind. I fear the remaking of the world is at hand.
I think you've been out in the sun a little too long. Let's go, Jack.
You must leave this place. Heroes think they can save the world when they themselves are lost. You could not possibly understand the dark forces at work here.
Don't talk to me about dark powers. I want to know what this is. Stand back.
So yeah, remember that game that Onan had us do a while ago? Well, we gotta do it on this one now. Now here's a bit of a trick that you learn here. If you wait till you get more than one symbol in the circle, you can actually double your points. Not a big fan of the sound effects here. I'll admit they've always annoyed me from the get-go, but it is a thing. Now, one thing of note here is that this thing activated with Jack's dark powers. That's what I mean by they don't make use of this dark Jack mode the way I would prefer. But that doesn't mean they don't have it be narratively important. Like you see, Seam, who is voiced by Tara Strong. So for some of you who recognize her work, you may recognize her Omi voice if you're into the. I think it was the MLP fan base. You might recognize a little bit of the main character's voice, or if you recognize Lollipop Chainsaw, you may recognize the voice in there. Yeah, that's Tara Strong. And one thing interesting about the character of Seam is that you think, oh, as a monk, they're gonna be very hopeful, very wise, very very Theorkanian.
You cracked it, Jack.
Don't touch it. Dark Eco.
Yeah, you're impressed now, aren't you? Man, goodness prepped.
Those are solid eco crystals. It has been passed down through time that they power the greatest of precursor technologies. Strange. Speaks an ancient dialect, the earliest precursor forms. Something about reclaiming this unfinished world.
Those look like coordinates, like the ones from...
It is picking up a very powerful signal.
I don't think we're gonna like what this thing is yapping to.
Even you cannot save us from this, hero.
Hey, I'm the real hero here. You can call me Orange Lightning.
You may carry the color of our creator's animal, but we have plans to save ourselves. Stay out of our business. You and Orange Lightning are not welcome here.
So yeah, there you go. But yeah, like I was saying, Seam you might think would be the token. Oh, this is our monk character. They're gonna give us wise advice, help us get through the game. They're gonna do it. Appears to be like Onan and Samos. No, Seam is not like those two characters at all. By the way, I'm going to take the long way to this marker because I got a lot I gotta get out before we get going. But actually, no, wait, nah, I ain't gonna do that to you guys. Let's get one of the leaper lizards, which might be a descendant of foot, but who knows? But yeah, Seam is very much the inversion of what Samos and Onan are. Seam is not wise. Actually, Seam is androgynous. I don't know if it's a he or a she. All I know is that Seam exists. And I think that was the point. But Seam is very much jaded, cynical. They do not believe in heroes. They do not believe the world can be saved. They do not think anything can happen. And as you saw Seam talking about earlier, that thing we bumped into is a precursor. They literally dropped that bombshell on us from the get-go. So now we have to contend with the fact that we have dark eco-infected precursors. Not like what Gall did in Jack and Daxter. No, this is straight up a precursor is infected. So we're going to see where this goes on to. But yeah, Seam is jaded. He doesn't believe in heroes. Doesn't want to believe in heroes. And not going to believe in heroes. So he's going to give you I'm going to call it a he because that's just how I do things. But let's just go with they. They will give you advice. They will give you some things some food for thought, but it's never out of kindness or to help you out. They inadvertently do it, but you're not gonna get it in a kind manner. Anyway, I think that's been long enough for this episode. In the next one, we will keep going in Jack. And this is a new venture in the Wasteland, and we're going to we'll continue unpacking some stuff that we saw earlier. But we're going to keep going with this new adventure. I've been Anansi, and I will catch you later.